Hello friends, today let us see an experiment related to photocell. In this experiment, we will see the VA characteristic of the photocell and also we will determine the Planck's constant from this experiment. For this experiment, we require a photocell, the illumination lamp, then optical filters, the DC power supply, rheostat, microammeter, voltmeter and connecting wires. Before starting the experiment, let us see the theoretical background of this particular experiment. The photocells are the devices which convert light energy to electrical energy. These cells are basically working on the principle of photoelectric effect. You know that the photoelectric effect is the emission of electrons from certain metal surface whenever the electromagnetic radiation of suitable frequency is incidented. In this effect, the photoelectrons will be generated, and these photoelectrons are circulating in the external circuit, and that gives us the photocurrent. This diagram shows a typical photoelectric effect setup. In this setup, we have a photosensitive material here, and just next to this we have a collector to collect the photoelectrons generated, and here the collector will be connected to a positive terminal of the variable power supply, and this photosensitive material will be connected to negative of the external variable power supply. This ammeter measures the photocurrent generated, and this voltmeter measures the uh, potential difference between this collector and photosensitive material. In the photoelectric effect, it is observed that above certain frequency, the photoelectron emission takes place. Below which no photocurrent will be recorded in the external circuit. Okay, this particular minimum frequency to start the photoelectric effect, that's known as the threshold frequency. Generally, above this threshold frequency, the kinetic energy of the photoelectron is increasing with the frequency, and it is independent of the incidenting light intensity. In photoelectric effect, for a given frequency of illumination, as the accelerating voltage increases, the photocurrent increases, and after certain accelerating voltage, the photocurrent saturates. Here, the accelerating potential means what? That is the potential difference applied between the collector and then the photosensitive material. Here, you just look at this. Uh, Whatever the potential which we are applying externally, that stands for the accelerating potential. Here, by making use of this variable power supply, it is possible to change the accelerating potential. Okay, if you are increasing the accelerating potential, the photocurrent recorded in this ammeter, that also changes. Up to certain value only this changes. After certain voltage, this photocurrent will become constant. In photoelectric effect, it is observed that if we change the polarity of the external battery, that is, if you are connecting the negative of the power supply to collector and positive of the uh, power supply to this photosensitive material, then at certain voltage, the current in the external circuit becomes 0, and that particular reverse voltage, what we call it as the stopping potential. The photoelectric effect was successfully explained by Albert Einstein in the year 1905 by using the Planck's quantum theory. According to Einstein, the incidenting photon energy, that is E equal to h nu, which is equal to the work function of the given photosensitive material plus the maximum kinetic energy of the photoelectrons generated, that is half mv max v square, where this phi stands for the work function, which will be equal to the h nu, where nu naught is the threshold frequency. Since it stopping potential, the current in the external circuit becomes 0, no? Therefore, the E into Vs, that will be equal to half mV max square, where V is the stopping potential. With this brief theoretical background, now let us demonstrate the photocell experiment, and hence let us try to find out the Planck's constant. First, let us see the experimental arrangement. In this arrangement, primarily we are using the photocell. This is the photocell. In this photocell, there is a holder to mount the color filters. Inside this box, actually the photocell is there, and just backside of this, we have two terminals. The red terminal is for positive of the photocell, and black is for negative. Then this is the source of light. Okay, it gives us the white light, and here different color filters will be used. Okay, the blue, likewise different filters are there, and these filters will be kept on the filter holder in front of the photocell. These filters removes unwanted radiation from the white light. If I am taking the blue light just in front of the photocell, it just allows blue light to pass through it, and all the other radiations will be absorbed. Likewise, any other filter that plays the similar role. This is power supply. This provides the necessary biasing voltage. It can give us the voltage even up to 32 volts. Whatever the voltage of our interest, that can be adjusted by making use of these two knobs. This is the coarse adjustment knob, and this is the fine adjustment knob. And these are the positive and negative terminals of the battery. This is rheostat. It is used to vary the voltage across the given photocell. By sliding this, it is possible to change the voltage in the circuit, and accordingly current will also be changing. And this is the microammeter. This is the microammeter. Okay. Here, this is positive of the microammeter, and this is negative of the microammeter. In this voltmeter, the common terminal is for the negative, and this V, that stands for positive of the voltmeter. Initially, let us study the forward VA characteristic of the given photocell. For this forward VA characteristics, the connections will be made as shown in the circuit diagram. In this circuit, this is the variable power supply, and this is the rheostat, and the microammeter it is, and this is the photocell, and this is the voltmeter. Here, the connections are made already as shown in the circuit diagram. Here, just let us see the connection one by one. Okay, see in this arrangement, these are the two lower ends of the rheostat. These two lower ends of the rheostat will be first connected to the battery. Just look at that. See, this is the lower end of the rheostat that has been connected to the positive of the power supply, and the another lower end of the rheostat that is connected to the negative of the power supply. This is the negative of the power supply. Then the lower end of the rheostat, which is already connected to positive of the power supply, that should be connected to the positive of the photocell. Then negative of the photocell, that will be connected to positive of the microammeter. Then negative of the microammeter, that will be connected to upper end of the rheostat. See, this is the upper end of the rheostat. Then remaining is the voltmeter. This is the voltmeter. It should be connected in parallel with the photocell, such that the negative of the voltmeter comes to the negative of the photocell. Then the positive of the voltmeter, that is connected to the positive of the voltmeter. Okay, this is what all about the connections. Now let us switch on the circuit. See, this is the power supply. As I told you before, this can give us the voltage up to 32 volts. As per our requirement, we can adjust the any voltage. For the forward VA characteristics, around 5 volt of voltage is more than enough. Therefore, first of all, I'll adjust that much voltage in this power supply. Okay, during that, I'll just remove the positive terminal of the battery for a moment. Then I'll switch this on. Okay, it is giving you around 0.8 volt. Just I'll increase it by making use of this course adjustment knob. Slowly I'll increase. Okay, I'll go up to around 5.5 first. Then I'll make use of this and I'll fix this up to around 6 volt. Okay. A small variation will also be acceptable, no problem. Then I'll just switch this off. Next I'll replug this. Next is adjusting the distance between the photo cell and then source of light. We can adjust any distance. Whatever the distance we are maintaining now, that distance to be kept constant throughout the experiment. What I do, I'll keep this correctly at around say 12 centimeter, and then this source of light I'll keep this around 22 centimeter. You just see here, this is around 22 centimeter, this is around 12 centimeter, this gap is around 10 centimeter. This distance to be noted somewhere. Okay, now let us keep the desired color filter in the filter slot. Okay, now I am keeping the blue filter in the filter slot. Okay, once I kept this, I will switch on the ammeter and I will also switch on the battery. Before switching this on, you just make sure that the rheostat is at the minimum position. Here the rheostat is at the minimum position. Then you switch on this power supply. This power supply shows around 6 volt, and also I'll switch on the voltmeter. I'll just press this. Okay, it shows some voltage in millivolt range. Okay, I also switch on the light. Here for the forward VI characteristic, what we supposed to do is, we supposed to increase the voltage by changing the position of this slider on the rheostat. We start with the minimum voltage. The minimum is around say 0 voltage. You keep this at the minimum position and see the value on the voltmeter, how much it looks like. Here it is showing around say 62 millivolt. A small voltage is there. Okay, that voltage to be written in the table, and corresponding to which we have certain current reading. Okay, it is around say 1.15 microampere. This value also should be written. Okay, next reading will be taken around intervals of 0.5 volts. Okay, next what we do? We change the position of this rheostat. Okay, such that this voltmeter should show around 0.5 volt. Okay, we will increase this. The moment the voltmeter shows the voltage of about 0.5 volt, I'll stop this change. Okay, it is showing you around 0.49. Okay, around 0.5. Okay, need not to worry of the third digit after decimal point. It is around 0.5. Now, note down the corresponding voltmeter reading as well as the current meter reading in the table. Here the voltage is around 0.5 volt and current is about 3.46 microampere. Likewise, we will be increasing the voltage continuously in steps of 0.5 volt, and we will note down the corresponding current meter reading at 0.5 voltage intervals till the current saturates. Next what we do, we will fix the voltage at 1 volt and note down the corresponding microammeter reading. Likewise 1.5, like this I will increase. Okay. After certain voltage, this current becomes constant, or the difference between any two consecutive reading will be very small. That is the indicative of saturation current. Okay, here if you are going up to around 5 volt or 6 volt, you will get the saturation. Okay, in each 0.5 voltage intervals, you will note down the readings. In this table, the photo current is recorded at various voltages. Here you can observe that initially the difference between any two consecutive current reading is very high, and after certain voltage it is very small. Okay, here this is the region of saturation. See, 5 volt it is around 10.33. Next it is very small difference is there. It is just around 10.52 for 5.5 volt. And also here we are noting down the distance between photocell and the light source.
After completing this forward VA characteristic, we are supposed to reduce the rheostat. So let us switch off the battery and this and this. Okay, now let us go for the reverse VA characteristic. For the reverse VA characteristics, the connections need to be made as shown in the circuit.
Okay, this circuit is exactly similar to the forward VA characteristic of the photocell. The only small difference is the lower terminal is negative now, but in the previous case it was positive, and the upper terminal is positive now.
For the reverse VA characteristics, these two terminals to be inverted. The remaining everything will be same. Okay. Now I am connecting negative to positive, positive to negative. That's all. Then everything will be same. Now we will be keeping the same distance. We are having the same filter, that is blue filter. Here in the reverse bias condition, we will be varying the voltage in steps of 0.05 volt and we will note down the current reading. Okay. We will be taking the reading up to current becomes 0 in the instrument. See, for the reverse VA characteristics, we need not to go up to very high voltage. Usually, we may go up to around 0.5 or 0.6 volt. Therefore, we need to reduce the voltage in the power supply. Okay. Earlier we kept the voltage in this power supply to around 6 volt. Now we don't require that much high voltage. Therefore, what we do, we will reduce it. Okay. For that purpose, what we do, we are just for a moment will unplug the positive terminal of this. I'll switch this on. Right now it is around 6. We will reduce it up to around 1 volt. Okay, we making use of this fine adjustment knob. We will be reducing that voltage. Okay, it shows around 1 volt now. Okay. Okay, this is around 1 volt. I'll switch this off. Then again I'll replug this. Now let us switch on the circuit and let us switch on the light. First I will switch on the microammeter and I will also switch on the this power supply, and I will switch on the light. I am switching on the voltmeter. You see that this rheostat is at the minimum position. Okay. Now what we do, we start from the beginning. Whatever the voltage that we have in this voltmeter, that will be taken as the first reading. Here this is around 33.7 millivolt. Corresponding to that, the current is 0.73 microampere. We will note down this current reading. Now what we do, we slide the rheostat to fix this to 0.05 volt, that is 50 millivolt. Now let us adjust the voltage for about 50 millivolt, that is 0.05 volt. I am just increasing it. It's around 50. Okay, small variation is acceptable, for which the current is 0.68 microampere. Okay, now let us increase the voltage for about 100 millivolt. The 100 millivolt means 0.1 volt. I'll increase it. Around 0.1 volt. Small variation is okay. It's around 100 millivolt. Okay. For 100 millivolt, it is around 0.54. See, you are observing that as you are increasing the reverse voltage, the current is decreasing. Now, continuously we are increasing the reverse voltage in steps of 50 millivolt. We see this as 150 millivolt, 200 millivolt. Likewise, we will increase till this current becomes zero. Okay, the moment the current meter shows zero, no, that corresponding voltage to be noted, that will be the stopping potential for the blue filter. Okay, we'll be increasing. I'll just show you another reading here, around 150. Okay, for around 150 millivolt, it is about 0.4. Further current is decreasing.
In this table, the photocurrent is recorded at various retarding potential starting from the very small voltage, that is 0.034 volt, which is around 34 millivolt, till the current becomes 0. Here, this last voltage, that is minus 0.456, is the potential at which current is completely 0. Therefore, this is what the stopping potential is. This is the stopping potential Vs. If you plot the current with respect to the voltage, the graph looks like this. Here, this is corresponding to the forward VI characteristic. This is forward VI characteristic, and here this second coordinate that stands for the reverse VI characteristic. In this graph, this is the region of the saturation, and in the reverse VI characteristic, this is the position where the current becomes 0. That's why this is the stopping potential.
In the second part of the experiment, we will be finding the Planck's constant. To find out the Planck's constant, we will be determining the stopping potential for different illumination. As we saw initially, for blue filter, at certain voltage, the current was 0. We saw that at around 0.456 reverse voltage, the current is showing 0. This is the stopping potential for blue filter. Okay, in the table we will be tabulating that. Next, what we will do, we will reduce this voltage, we switch off the circuit, we switch off the light, and we replace this blue filter by the next filter. First, I'll switch off the light. I'll reduce the rheostat position. I'll reduce everything, switch this off, and I'll keep this for about 2 minutes to cool down. Now I am placing the green filter in the filter slot. Once I kept this green filter here, I will be switching on the circuit, I will be switching on the light, everything I will be switching on, and the distance between this source and photocell will be maintained as it is. Okay, same 10 centimeters to be maintained. Okay, I will switch on the battery, switch on the microammeter, and also the light. I will increase the reverse voltage till the microammeter shows 0 current. See, this microammeter shows 0 current. Corresponding to this, we have certain voltage in this voltmeter. That's what the stopping potential for green filter. This is around 0.296 volt. This value to be noted down. In a table, we did not write this negative symbol again. Anyway, we are noting the stopping potential, it is understood that it is always a negative voltage only. Just you can note down the magnitude of this voltage in the table. Similarly, we are supposed to note down the stopping potential for remaining two filters. The remaining two filters will be the RN filter. Okay. In the next step, I'll be keeping the RN filter. Before that, what we supposed to do? I'll be reducing the position of the rheostat. First of all, I'll be reducing the voltage, and I switch off the light. I switch off the circuit. I'll wait for a few minutes. By that time, I'll change the filter and I'll note down the corresponding stopping potential. Similarly, I'll do it even for the red filter. Okay, once we get the stopping potential for red orange filter, we plot the graphs and we will find out the Planck's constant.
In this table, we can see the stopping potentials for different illumination. For blue, it is around 0.456. Green, it is 0.296. For orange illumination, it is around 0.091 volt, and for red, it is 0.041 volts. Okay, here we are not mentioning that negative symbol again. Anyway, it is a stopping potential. It is understood that it is a negative only. If we plot the stopping potential as a function of frequency, we will get this kind of line. Now, we are supposed to find out the slope of this line. The slope is given by opposite side divided by adjacent side, that is AC divided by BC. Here, the slope is equal to 0.329 into 10 power minus 14. Now, let us see the Planck's constant determination. For Planck's constant determination, we are using the equation, that is H equal to slope into E. Slope is the value which you have obtained from the experiment. The slope you obtained, it is around 0.329 into 10 power minus 14, and E is the basic charge, that is equal to 1.6 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. If you are multiplying it, finally we will get the Planck's constant as 5.272 into 10 power minus 34 joules second. Okay, now the standard value of H is around 6.626 into 10 power minus 34 joules second. Now let us see the percentage of error in the experimental result. To find out the percentage of error, we are using the equation, that is difference between standard value and experimental value divided by standard value multiplied with the 100. Okay, if you are substituting this, we will ultimately get the percentage of error in the calculation, that is around 20.43%.
In this experiment, we studied the voltage photocurrent characteristic of the given photocell, and also we found the Planck's constant experimentally with certain error.
Thus, we can conclude that in the experiment, forward and reverse VA characteristic of the given photocell were studied. Experimentally, we found the Planck's constant of about 5.27 into 10 power minus 34 joules second with an error of 20.43%.
Thank you.